And today we're going to be talking about memories. And are you writing them down, or are you telling your kids, or how are they going to remember the things that you told them? I know that, sometimes as kids we don't listen to our parents and our grandparents. They try to tell us stories and stuff. And when we get older, we wish we had written it down. So I made it a point to try to do that. And so I wrote it down and I was terrible. I mean, it took me forever to write it down. And then I didn't like what I'd written and blah, 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 blah. And then I found chat. And so today we're going to be talking about how you can use chat to put down your memories for your kids and your family after you're gone. Because let's face it, after you're gone, they won't be able to talk to you anymore and get them. So you might as well do it now while you have a chance. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go into chat. And here's my question. And I'll get rid of this. And so I'm going to tell chat a story. And I'm good, my voice isn't great, but I'm going to put it on dictate and I'm going to tell a story from my childhood and ask chat to put it into something that I can leave. So here we go. When I was a little girl, I used to play outside and I had a tricycle that I dearly loved. One day I was playing outside and my mother thought I was fine and dandy. That was when kids could play outside and nobody worried about them. And I took my tricycle and I rode down the street about 8 houses to the intersection where people drove into town. I crossed that street on my tricycle all alone, crossed through the park and crossed over another street and then went down to a home where 2 elderly women lived. And my mother always picked them up for church on Sundays. So I knew how to get there. I went up to the front door and this is the story they told me. And I said, "Hi, how are you?" And of course they were surprised to see me because it was the middle of the week. So they called my mother and my mother answered the phone. And she says, "Oh, well, that's nice to hear from you." And they says, "Oh, do you know where your daughter is?" Right? How to make a mother feel guilty? Why, she's outside. "Oh, no, she's not. She's right here. We're having cookies and milk." "Really?" "Yes, she rode her bike down to see us." Oh, so of course my mother packed everything up and came back and I was probably scolded. I was probably lucky to be alive, either from being kidnapped. People didn't do that back then, or for being killed from crossing the street. But anyway, even at 5, if I had a will, I found a way, and that's just the way it was. So I'm going to stop my tape now by clicking the check button, and it's going to translate it. Now I'm going to go down to the end of the translation and I'm going to say to it, "Please, can you write this up into a story for my memoirs?" I could probably have dictated that also, but I typed it. All right. So I wrote that, the chat. I'm going to press the up button. And let's see what happens. So he gave me this long story. And you could read it. It looks kind of long to me. I might like it, but let's just say I didn't like it this long. I could say to it, "Could you make it shorter? Please make it a bit shorter and a bit less formal. I want to leave this story for my children." And now I have a shorter story. I can do this over and over again with chat until I get it right. You notice that chat types really fast. It types faster than I do. Maybe it types faster than you do. When I finally finish it, I can just put a click here and copy it all down. Copy, go into a Word file and paste it. And then I'll have it and just label it memories. That's all I have to do. Pretty cool, huh? So you can do a lot of your memories that way, and it's faster typing and it's faster talking into it. Let me get out of this and unshare. So if you go up here, now I'm back. So there are a lot of questions you could ask. And I prepared a sheet that had some of these questions on them, and I'm going to give you a chance to do this so that you could write them down if you wanted to. And now you have some memories, some ideas of memories you could write. My first bicycle, what it was like in high school when you were a kid, how I met your father or your mother, depending if you're a man listening to this. I remember my grandmother and my grandfather and tell the stories that they told about your great grandparents or where they came from or all of that stuff. The first holidays I remember, my best friend, my first best friend, probably should have put that in. My first best friend or my best friend in high school, my first pet, my first job, how I decided what to do after I finished high school. Things I'd like you to know, things I wish I could tell you that, give advice while you can and they can read it later or not, but at least you get it off of your mind and you let them know that you care about them. Or telling them about your brothers and sisters, their aunts and uncles, and how I felt when each of your children was born, how I felt where you were born, or how I felt where you were born. Anyway, those are just some ideas. And you will think of many more. You probably do in the wee hours of the morning. I've got to tell somebody this, or I wish I could put this down in writing. And now you can, because chat will let you do that. So I'm going to get out of this share and come back to my screen so I can see you. So this should be a lot of fun for you. It was fun for me. I started doing it and I didn't do it all the time, but you could do it one a week or whenever you get inspired. Just go in, write it down, it takes 5 minutes, has it all typed up, put it into Word, send it off. Anyway, this is again AI for seniors. We're talking with ChatGPT, and I'm talking about memories and how you can make a recorded history of your memories to leave after you've gone. So if you like this program, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our station, and I hope we'll see you again. For now, again, it's Joanna Conde with AI for Seniors.